most known as the Colombian Necktie. That's my fighting name. And I'm a professional boxer and professional MMA fighter. And right now I work as a trainer for for people that want to learn how to fight and want to learn self defense and all that. Also for fitness.
Oh, very nice. Where at?
Downtown West Palm Beach.
How can they get a hold of you if somebody wants to get some one-on-one?
One on one. Well, you can find me on Instagram, Colombian Necktie, Colombian underscore Necktie 84. That's my Instagram. Or Jose Andres Cortes on Facebook. And as everybody knows, I'm from Colombia. I forgot to say that. I've been here for about 22 years, and I love it.
22 years.
Yeah.
So I must have met you when you've probably just gotten here.
Yeah, when I first got here.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. Let's not talk about time.
I know, right?
So, what else you do aside from boxing?
Well, I play soccer. I do all kinds of activities. Like I go shooting, like technical, tactical shooting. I do that. I jump out of planes. All that fun stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is
wow.
it busy?
Yeah.
Adrenaline junkie.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I like to stay busy and do stuff like that. Different stuff.
Stay active.
Yeah.
Most people that we've had here, I must say probably all of them,
Mhm.
are pretty active
Yeah.
with planning retirements for more activities.
Yeah.
And more activities. How did you get started with boxing and MMA?
Well, when I first got here, I'm in Colombia. I only played soccer. I never fought anybody. Never threw a punch. Nothing. Nobody used to mess with me. Just kidding. But no,
He
no,
was
seriously.
the
Like
man.
I was.
Are you
Nah.
related to Pablo Escobar?
No, not really.
Okay.
He's from Medellin. I'm from Cali.
Two different parts.
Yeah. I'm from the Cali cartel. He's from the. I'm just kidding. No cartels. No cartels. But yeah.
Just a joke.
But I grew up during that era. It was kind of tough, and that's one of the
True, very
reasons.
true.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I came here in the 2000s, because back then it was like all kinds of stuff going on in my country, political, and also the cartels, and also a lot of people that didn't have much. So it was, it was really tough to go out and just have a nice day, because you will get robbed, or somebody will try to kidnap you or something like that. But that was like I said, 20 some years ago.
When
Right
things
now,
were rough in our countries, both countries, Venezuela
Yeah,
was going
Venezuela,
through it. And
now we have a lot of Venezuelans coming into Colombia to stay, because it's a lot better in Colombia.
to be safe.
Yeah,
Really?
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But so yeah, I never used to fight over there. Just playing soccer. I was really good at soccer. Just starting, to play, but I was good. So I was always an athlete, And when I came here, I moved here when I was 17, turning 18, and I was playing soccer in Gardens High School, and I had a friend. He we played soccer in the same team, and then he's like, that day I think it was like somewhere in the winter, so it was really cold, and it was raining. So I used to walk from, I don't know, PGA, I think it was, yeah, where the fields were, all the way to Don and Ross. So it was like
Oh my gosh.
yeah. So I was like, whatever, I was like, but that day it was really cold. We just finished playing soccer. We were all wet and messed up and tired. So it was around 6 p.m. and I was like, hey man, will you please take me home? Because he had a car. I didn't have a car. I just got here. So he's like, well, I'll take you, but you have to come with me. I have to do some boxing training, and then you after that I can take you. I said, yeah, no problem. I'm not gonna walk like this. So he took me to the gym, and they needed. I was sitting there just waiting, just chilling, watching them. I said, oh, this is pretty cool, but I was like never interested in going in there. You know, my thing was soccer. So then they're like, oh, the coach is like, hey, come over here. And he was that translator for me. It's like, come over here. We need one more to be like even. And I was like, oh, right. So it's like, I don't know how to fight. He's like, oh, that's cool. Just come in. And we started doing like drills and stuff. And then they started doing a little sparring. And this guy's just beating me up. Bam, bam, bam. And I was like, oh wow. Like he was like beating me, like hitting me hard and the
Oh.
body and everything. And I was just like, just like closing my eyes,
From soccer
Like,
to this.
I know, right? I'm like, I was just trying to protect myself because I'm like, well, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling pain, So I'm like, and this is like the first time I'm getting hit in my whole life,
God.
So I'm like, oh, this guy's not gonna hit me. But of course, he had experience. So he was like, he was like black and everything, and I was just like, and then boom, I'll get hit again, and I'll lift my head, boom, again. So that was it. So I was like, oh wow. But the coach was like impressed because he's like, this guy dropped everybody in here. Like the guy that was fighting me, he like drops everybody, like makes him do a name count or whatever, or like hit him in the body and they just, I need a break, But I didn't do that. So he's like, he was telling my friend, tell him to start training boxing. So I was like, my friend translated, and I was like, yeah, I'll come. And it was like a police athletic league thing, and I was like, yeah, I'll sign up, whatever. So I started training, and like I would say like a month after that, I took that guy again, and I stopped him. I make him took a knee, but that wasn't my goal. My goal was just to learn, because I was like, this was really bad, like all this stuff that I was doing. So I wanted to learn, and you know, that was like my first achievement as far as fighting. I was like, oh, this guy beat me up, and he was like had some experience, and it took me like a couple weeks to learn and some stuff, and then I made him like took a knee. He took a knee, and that was like I was proud of myself. So I was like, oh, this got to be more than this. So that's how I started.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And you didn't speak English back then.
Oh, definitely not.
That's great.
Just yes, thank you. You're stupid. Yes, thank you. What's your name? Yes, yes.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a song. It's a song after you go to work. Thank you.
Yeah.
They're calling you whatever.
What's
like,
your name?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. That's good. Okay.
Like what?
Yeah.
So how did you learn to speak English?
Well, I went to Gardens High School for like a year and a half.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
I was like in the ESO program, and we have a couple. It was like ESO classes that would they teach you, and then I had a couple regular classes with the Americans,
Oh.
And of course, you kind of like afraid when the teacher goes, "Hey, go in front and try to explain this in front of the class," and you're like, "Okay," but that's where all the challenges starts, Like
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
is a challenge.
But
you
it
know?
makes you stronger.
Exactly.
It's like, if I can stand in front of a bunch of people that don't speak my language, and I'm trying to speak their language and
Exactly.
fit into this culture,
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, what else is going to stop you from that point forward?
Amen.
Exactly. Yeah. No, and not only that, it's trying to explain something like I don't know, math or whatever we were doing. I can't remember. It was too long ago. But like one thing is just to speak just the language and just try to say hello, whatever. My name is so and so. But now you have to explain and make sure you're right to whatever you're explaining. To the class. So it was tough, but whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do. So.
That's great. What's your current record?
I have 10-4 as a boxer. In MMA, I have about I don't know. I had so many MMA fights that I don't even know. But I don't that like I just see it as a, like as a experience. Like every time I fight in there, I give it all, and that's what people remember. Win or lose, I'm like, just putting a show.
How long you been fighting?
17, I'm 39. So and that was amateur, so I did a lot of amateur.
So you took your time before you became
Yes, I did. I wanted to do it because, like I said, I never fought before. So 17 is kind of late to start, but whatever. So I started with boxing. Like I said, I started with boxing with that story that I told you, and then so I got really good at boxing. I started competing, going tournaments, doing amateur boxing. I lost my first fight, and then I won like 37 on the road. Because
That is crazy.
I know, right? So, cause when you're younger, you go to a tournament here, tournament there.
Yeah.
It's like a lot, So I remember my first fight. I was all excited, I got my little shorts and all that, I'm like, I'm telling everybody I'm gonna fight, and
Come see me.
yeah, I'm beating everybody in the gym. So everybody's like, yeah, he's the next thing, and then I go in there, and like I said, it was my very first fight, like competed with somebody else, not at the gym. So I went in there. I dropped the guy. I fought a Mexican guy. Those guys are really durable. Like you have to kill them. You have to
But
hit
when
him.
we saw the Bernalco fight, he was like, yeah, like you said, they're
Yeah,
like,
those guys you have to
they're just
like
like
hit it
last
with a
forever.
bat. You know what I mean? For them to stop. So I fought a Mexican guy, and he skinny, like oh, we were both skinny. Back then I used to fight like a 130 something.
My
Oh,
goodness.
Yeah, right now I'm fighting at 175 light heavyweight in boxing. But
Huge difference.
yeah, I know, right? But back then I was like I don't even know how old I was. But anyways, um, so yeah, I go in there, you know, I'm like fighting this guy. I drop him like 3 times. I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling good. So the guy keep getting up. He had a broken nose. I had nothing. Like I had no anything. So I'm winning the fight. So like I got tired in the second round, third round, because like I said, it was my first fight. I didn't know how to control my breathing. So I was just like swinging and
Just going.
attacking the whole time. And I'm telling you, I ran like 10 miles every day pretty much. So I was in shape. It's not like I wasn't in shape, but I just had to do something with the breathing. I didn't know how to control it. And then I started getting tired. So he would hit me 4 times. I would hit him once. So he started scoring more points. So he beat me by decision. I wasn't really hurt. Like he never dropped me or anything. So I was like, man, what went wrong? So I started looking at the breathing. I was tired. So after that, I was like, I knew, what to do next. So that's what I'm saying. I won like 37 in the row. And after that, you start hanging out and, you know, getting into relationships and meeting other people, hanging out with friends, going to Miami, partying. So I was like, whatever. Like, I was supposed to turn pro, but I was like, whatever. Like, I just want to have fun and, you know. So then I was watching, um, like Ultimate Fighter. I'm like, man, those guys are crazy, like throwing knees. And I said, I would never do that. You know what I mean? I was like, those guys, I just stick with boxing, and look, I ended up doing it. So,
That's great. But you've always had fast feet from soccer.
Yes.
Did that help you through your career?
oh yeah, when that's
It's
why,
just like dancing.
yeah, and also my
And you're
kicks.
Spanish, so you dance also.
Of course, yeah, I'm always dancing.
Got it going on.
I
Of
come out,
course.
I come out to the ring dancing all the time. So, but yeah, I started. So what happened was, another story, how I got to MMA. Um, I was boxing, like I said, partying, hanging out. I used to spar here and there with people, and just I wasn't like interested more in like to turn pro. I was like, I box, I know how to protect myself, I'm good, but I never did jiu-jitsu or wrestling, none of that stuff. Just straight up boxing. So I used to spar sometimes with the MMA guys, but just to help them with the boxing, and um, have some good rounds. But I said, if this guys take me down, that's it. I used to beat him on just boxing, because of course they do all the stuff. They do just don't do boxing. They do everything. So kicking and all that stuff. So then one guy, his name is Jason. Jason Sanchez is his name. He's also an MMA fighter, pro fighter. He calls me one time and he's like, "Hey man, would you like to fight MMA?" And I was bored, like I said, I was just hanging out, partying, whatever. I said, "Yeah, sure." I was in my couch. Yeah, I'll fight anybody, whatever. Like I got hands, I'll fight anybody. So he's like, "Okay, cool. Let me call you back." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So I was like, "Oh, okay." I started watching. And I was like, I said I will never do this, but whatever. I'm bored. I want to do something. I want more challenge. Boxing got too easy. Like I said, I won like 37 on the road. So I was like, I felt like that was the man, whatever, right? So he calls me back. He's like, "All right, bro. Tomorrow you have to go tomorrow to get your blood test, and just tomorrow." I said, "I'll do it this week." And I said, "No, you gotta do it tomorrow." I said, "Why?" Because the fight is Friday and it's Wednesday. And I was like, it was a Wednesday. I'm like, oh shit. I was like, I never trained jiu-jitsu, that stuff. Like, what the hell? Like he's like, "Bro, I
Better get
already
on
told him."
YouTube.
I know,
Too
right?
late.
Yeah, I was like, I already told him, man, you in, so I don't know, man. You gotta go get that blood test, because we gotta get tested for stuff, I'm like, all right, whatever, And I said, but how do you even like go to the ground? I was like thinking of myself. He's like, "Bro, I told him already, go get that test." I was like, all right, whatever. Hang up the phone, went and got the test. Oh,
some.
Amber Alert.
Yeah.
Did you lose somebody?
No.
Let's go get him.
My mind.
Come on.
Too late for that.
Yes.
You're fucked.
So yeah, so then I got my test, whatever, and then it's like you have to weigh in, and thank God I think I was back then I was like 155, so the fight was at 155, so I didn't have to like cut weight or anything, So I was like, oh, perfect. I'm like 156, whatever, 155. So I went in there. It was in Miami, so I never fought MMA in my life. Now they say, oh, boxing you use boots. In MMA, you barefoot.
Oh, that's right.
So I'm like, and this small gloves, boxing you got bigger gloves. So I'm like, they put in the tape and all that, and it was amateur. So I'm talking about this was long ago, years ago, like more than a decade, So they put in shin guards in me, and I'm barefoot. And I'm like, man, like I don't even know how to kick like that.
Oh my God.
Like. I mean, I know how to kick like soccer, like this, like but I don't know how to like head kick or anything like that. Never. I just threw punches. So I go in there and I see all the MMA fighters there doing all this stuff, and I'm like, oh man, like, I said, whatever. I'm a fighter. I'm gonna go fight. I'm gonna knock this guy out. I was like, I'm gonna knock this guy out, but I was like, just thinking in my head. So I go in there. It was in Miami, in South Beach. That's where the fights were. And Jason, the guy that called me, he was in my corner with a couple other guys. And then, it's like, all right, man, you got to pick a song. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I get to pick my song. I was like, okay, to come out. Because in boxing, they just say your name. Amateur boxing, they say, Jose Cortes and whatever, so-and-so. And that's it. You hear the bell and you fight. But, MMA is like a show. And I like to show, So I'm like, I hear my song. I was like, oh, I can pick a song, all right, whatever. I hear my song, I'm coming out. And I'm like, getting on my song, I'm like, I don't know what I'm getting into, but I'm going,
I don't even know how to keep it. We're all good right here. I play soccer, so.
That's right. So I go in there, and then the guy comes, and we never did this in boxing, so it was like new to me. The guy comes, and he gets in the cage, and he comes at me, and he goes like this, like that, and we don't do that in boxing. Boxing, like I said, you're in the corner over there, you raise your hand, when they say your name, and then you box. You touch glove. This guy's like this, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I was like, okay, this is it right here. They touch, they ring the bell, whatever. I go in there. My first punch that I threw, I missed because I'm used to bigger gloves.
Oh.
So this is like lighter. So I missed the punch, and I'm like, oh, this was fast. So I kind of like had to, like,
in the moment.
Yeah, at the
reevaluate.
Exactly. I'm like, all right. So then we go on, whatever. I ended up knocking the guy out in the first round, but just with punches. I threw a kick or two, but they were really bad. Like, but, I ended up winning. Then the guy, gave up. They stopped the fight, and I just like literally kneel, and I was like, thank God. Like, I don't know what I just did, but thank you because, whatever. So that was my first amateur fight in MMA, and I'm like, everybody's like, you're an MMA fighter? Like, when did this happen?
Last night.
Yeah, 2 days ago. 2 days ago, and then because the promotion that I fought, they started posting the picture and tagging me, so everybody saw it on Facebook. Like, you an MMA fighter? What's going on? Like, you're a boxer now, you're a soccer player now, you're a boxer now, you're an MMA fighter. Like, and I was like, I know, right? So then, so that was the thing, and then I started my MMA amateur, and then I was like, all right, man, but now you gotta teach me how to kick and all that. And he's like, yeah, we'll start this week. So that same week, they called me again. Oh, this main event fell off, and you have to go fight. They asked me if you wanted to fight. I said, yeah, let's go. So the next week after that, I went for a main event, and I fought a guy that had like 7 fights, and I only had one MMA fight. And I went in there. This guy took me to the ground and everything. I still beat him, but he took me to the ground, and I was just like a cat. Like every time like he'll take me down, I'll get up and try to run away. So that was my second fight, and that's how everything started with the MMA. I won that fight too, and I was so proud. Everybody's like, "Oh man, who is this guy? He doesn't have a gym. He came out of nowhere. Like he's beating all these people." Player. I know, right? So yeah.
Boxer.
So
That's awesome.
that's how I started. Yeah.
So you're full on your MMA career now. You're a professional fighter.
Yeah.
What's next?
Bare knuckle. I
I
want to do bare
figured he
knuckle.
was gonna say that. I just didn't want to say it.
Yeah, I'm still fighting. Like I fought like 4 months ago boxing. I got a couple knockouts. You know, and I actually fought here like 6 months ago, 5 months ago, like around here, Beer Beach. They had
Oh, okay, okay.
their one of the centers for sports. I fought there. I won. And a week before that, I fought in Palm Beach at the Hilton Hotel, and I got a first round knockout. So you know, I'm fighting
Still
these
knocking
guys.
people out.
I
What's
know.
up?
Like every time I look, who
This
am I
boy is
fighting?
in his prime.
Amen.
Yeah, no, I'm old. I'm like 39. Like that's like
He's not old. He's not
Yeah.
even old.
we're fighting. Yes, we're fighting. I mean, it all depends how you feel, but usually like finish your career around 36, 35, like a fighter. You know, especially since like if you start late, then no. But I started like at 17. So that's like a lot of
years
hitting
ago.
in the head, you know. Well, I move my head a lot. I don't get hit.
I was
still got
gonna
all-
say,
I still
your
got all
face
my
is still
teeth.
really pretty,
I
huh?
know, right? Thank you, thank you.
Yeah,
You're not getting hit that much.
He's like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
why
no.
he's fast with those hands.
Yeah,
You know, come
exactly.
out.
I move my
Gotta
head a
save this
lot.
pretty face.
Yeah, I move my head a lot, so you know, you know, I don't know. I guess just from not that I'm afraid to get hit, but it's just like that's how I fight. I'm always moving, and I'm moving. I'm looking for an opening. So it's not like
It's your style.
Yeah, that's
It's
my
just
style. It's
simple
not like
style.
I don't want to get hit. I don't want, because you're gonna get hit, you
Yeah.
know. But it's just like I like to be moving to look for, you know, if I just stay like this, like I only look at one point. But if I go right here like that, then I can see the body. You know, I'm like scanning everything. You know, and then that's what I do.
Are you
I try
coming
to.
up here for this event on November 18th for the Rise of the Warrior? I heard
I
they were
was,
doing some type of bare knuckle something in there.
Oh yeah.
I heard
Well,
it's a one fight or one rule or something that they're
Really?
doing. Nick, Joey just posted.
Oh,
Did you read it? What he said?
Just briefly.
Something about bare knuckle.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know what it is.
I'll come. I mean, I still come and support it. So I was one of the fighters from Rise of the Warrior.
Everybody's been there.
I
That's
fought
so
there.
cool.
A couple fights in my amateur career. I got good fights. I got a couple of knockouts there. So Daniel Donaldson, you know Daniel, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he used to hook me up with the fights there. I fought a lot of people from here and from the Treasure Coast and people from Orlando, people from Palm Beach, and the Rise of the Warrior. So
He does really good with his events. We went to the last one. July
Yeah.
was it? In July we went? Something like that?
I'm gonna say yes.
yeah. So I fought there. I love that place in the Fence Center. That's where they still do it there. But yeah, I used to fight for
The
them.
food is good too.
Yeah.
The food trucks outside.
Yeah, I love Rise of the Warrior. So yeah, I'll definitely come and
Yeah,
and
we should
support.
definitely all go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'll be fun. What's next? We say bare
Okay.
knuckle.
Yeah.
I want to do
Bare
bare knuckle. Yeah,
he
so
wants you.
yeah, bare knuckle. Listen, I fought, MMA, boxing. I mean, I wanna finish my career with bare knuckle.
Favorite movie?
Southpaw.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Favorite TV show?
I like Cobra Kai.
You have any hobbies?
Yeah, I like to jump out of planes and stay in the sky.
So,
And also paint, like draw. and
really?
paint, Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Do you draw your own tattoos?
I actually did my own tattoo. Yeah, I drew it and then I told the guy that's what I want because it's the Colombian necktie with the Archangel San Michael.
Huh.
So it's both of them together. See the thong, the
Oh,
Colombian
I
necktie
see.
thong. You guys know what that is, right? The
No, you
Colombian
could
necktie.
tell Nicole or tell the audience
Well, I
also.
don't know. Well, the Colombian they gave me that name. I didn't
Yeah.
choose that name, but Colombian necktie is like something that comes from has history, background history in my country. Escobar used to like execute the victims, like slice the throat and
Yes.
like put the tongue through the cut. So that's the Colombian necktie. I know it's kind of bad. I don't do that, guys. Don't try that at home either. So
Oh, wow.
that's what the Colombian necktie is. So
Okay.
they give me that name. I don't know why, but I went with it. I like it, and I'm the only one. They have a lot of like pit bulls and wolves
Yes.
and like whatever you want to call it. But there's only one Colombian necktie. That's me.
Oh my gosh.
That's so cool.
Ooh. What would you tell your 20-year-old self?
To not to worry about a lot of stuff. Just do what feels right in your heart.
Yeah. What was your first job?
My first job, I was a mascot when I was in Colombia. Yeah, I was. This guy used to do parties,
Yeah.
and if they needed a Pluto or a Mickey Mouse, whatever, so he'll get a couple guys and you'll put like the whatever
Right,
And
the
then-
costume on.
the costume on, and you'll go to rich people's parties, like rich kids parties, and the kids used to beat you up, but you can't do anything. But that's it. It was fun.
His first
get paid,
experience
right?
getting hit.
That's what I was just gonna
That's
say.
why he was able to handle it the first time.
Well, actually, I had, it's like having a big headgear, with that Mickey Mouse head, and all that, So,
Oh my goodness. First celebrity crush.
Jessica Bell.
Oh goodness.
What happened?
Do you like to drive or fly?
Both. But
Window? Oh,
what?
you said both. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I like both. I mean, I like to fly too. But, I love to drive. I take some long road trips before.
Okay. If you are on a plane, window or aisle seat, do you pick?
I like window.
Yeah.
I like to look.
Yeah.
Oh, you keep skipping. It's okay. You can ask me anything.
These are. What's your favorite holiday?
I would say Halloween.
Okay.
Ooh,
Oh,
it's
it's
coming
coming
up.
up.
Yeah.
Is there something you've tried that you'll never try again? I don't remember writing this one down.
I don't know. I think everything that I
No,
tried has
That's a
been
new
good.
one.
You're good at. Oh, perfect.
Actually, I don't like kava. That
Oh,
kava stuff.
yeah.
It tastes like sand.
I've never tried it.
Yeah, don't try it.
Okay.
And I understand why, because I guess it comes from like
Root.
the root, right? Yeah. So it's like you're drinking sand. And
Oh.
all like
And it numbs your mouth a little bit.
yeah.
So what it's supposed to be good for you? How? What's the benefits from it? Do you know?
For me, it didn't benefit nothing, but I feel really bad. So
It tasted terrible.
yeah, no.
It did me no favors, so I don't know.
Like I said, I'd rather drink, sand with water than drink that.
A cat or dog person?
I like both,
Yeah.
but I had a dog and a cat before.
Mhm.
Both,
Morning or evening person?
both. But I consider myself. I like the night.
Yeah.
I'm like a wolf.
Salty or sweet?
Both. Because I like salt on my mango, on my fruits, on my vitamin C fruits, and then sweet with the ice creams and all that, and then
Do you like to talk or text?
I like to talk.
Okay.
Because text sometimes you can send something and it's not the same meaning as I'm sure you know that, like you can send something and they'll be like, what did that person say, and then you don't really mean it like that. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. That concludes my question.